Aloha and welcome home. I'm Debbie with Vacation Club Loans.
And I'm Katie, also with Vacation Club Loans.
And we are so excited today. We are going to be talking about all the activities and the amenities that they have at the Disney Aulani Resort, which is located in Aulani Beach in Oahu. Also, right next to Honolulu.
Yeah.
There's a lot of directional things to go when you're talking
about. It's in Hawaii. It's a very long airplane ride, but it's worth it.
100% worth it.
Yeah.
We had such a great time. We stayed there for 2 nights, and believe me, I think a tear fell from my eye when I had to leave.
Agree.
It was the most amazing resort.
You know, like on those kids' movies, when like the dad gets a new job and they have to move and the kid's really sad and he like looks longingly out the car window at the house that he grew up in and he's kind of crying and like looking at. That's how I felt leaving Aulani. You're like, no, when are we ever gonna get back here?
I know.
Why?
I know.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody at work, I'm like, I think I'd left some stuff in the room.
I'm sorry,
I have
we
to go back
to
and get
go.
it. It's
yeah,
very
no,
important.
we can't call. They don't. No, I have to go in person.
There's no shipping.
It's a security thing. It's a yeah. Be like, oh man, now I need to. I think what I said when we were there was like, damn. Now I really do have to marry rich so that I could get somebody that can have enough points to be able to afford 2 weeks here at Aulani every year. So we're going to be doing the math on that and comparing point values. That way we know either how much I have to make every year or how much somebody I marry has to make every year, which seems easier to me.
I'll finance you.
Oh my gosh, okay, yeah.
Low monthly payment, don't worry about it.
Perfect. No credit check. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. There's no credit check. Everyone's approved. So, oh my God. So there's so many beautiful things at Aulani. There's obviously the fantastic room, which we did talk about. We talked about the studio, the 1-bedroom, the 2-bedroom lock-off in our podcast previous to this one. Mm-hmm. But now we wanted to touch base on the food and all the amazing things to do.
There's so much to do. Kind of like you said in the last episode with, being used to being here in the Florida ones or when you're in the California ones, you're there to go to the parks or like where there's the water parks or the theme parks. But at Aulani, that's what you're there for, is for that resort. So we were worried that we would get bored, which was a ridiculous thing to be worried about. But aside from car rental mishaps and luau's, there are more activities to do. Mm-hmm. So the lazy river is my number one favorite thing. If I had the choice and had no adult responsibilities, I would never have left that lazy river. They would have had to physically remove me from it. It was so amazing. I just kind of floated around, and it's a long lazy river. It was amazing. Pools on pools on pools on pools on pools. Mm-hmm. Multiple hot tubs. I love a hot tub. There's just a huge slide. The rentals, there's a gym.
Yes, they have an amazing lagoon, like that lagoon.
Nice.
So at the property, and you can easily look up a photograph of the property. I'm sure everybody knows what it looks like, but there is a lagoon and they do have kind of a rock formation back there, and it does keep from the wave crashing, it keeps it very, very calm in their little private lagoon.
Yeah, you can enjoy the water, not survive the water.
Very calm. Yes, very calm. It's wonderful. It's a huge beach area. There's plenty of space to lay out. There's a gorgeous chapel if you wanted to have a wedding.
I didn't know that. Where?
Oh, I took pictures and videos of the chapel.
Look at me.
I didn't go inside, but they have a beautiful chapel for beachfront weddings. You could literally, when you're walking the lagoon, if you go to the left side, you can walk down the beach to another lagoon on the property next door. If you walk to the right, you can also walk down. There's big, I wouldn't say if you're handicapped, it's probably not the greatest walk over to the right because it's big rocks. You have to kind of go over the wall and you can walk around. It's a very short walk. There's a resort and then there's a gate and you can't go any further. But if you wanted to go onto the rocks to continue down the beach, you can. So we did that for a little bit. We went, and you know what we saw? It's not a ferret. Oh my goodness. It's a mongoose.
You saw a mongoose?
We saw mongooses. I've never seen a mongoose.
Mongooses.
We saw 2. Yeah.
Oh my! Were they at the wedding chapel? Is that why you didn't go inside?
It was by the adult pool.
Yes, you told me about that.
I thought it was a squirrel, and I
Yeah.
asked one of the
what's going on there?
I asked one of the cast members. I was like,
That's a
it was
weird
a
squirrel.
funny looking squirrel, and I'm like, is that? And he was like, no, that's a mongoose. And I was like, I've never
Right.
seen one.
Yeah.
And they're not dangerous. They don't bite. You know, obviously, I wouldn't feed them because they're a wild animal, but I thought that was pretty amazing.
That's so cute.
Yes.
Yeah, so we spent some time in the lagoon, quite a bit of time in the lagoon actually. So,
But not what you think.
no, we did the paddleboard, and then we got to try the snorkels for free. And let me give you a little life hack on how to get the snorkels for free, and it's your decision if you want to do it or not.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. So we went out, and Maddie, who was with us, had gotten a brand new GoPro for the trip, and it's been so fun using it. We were in the lazy river, going down slides, doing all this waterfalls, everything. So we're like, oh, well, let's do the paddleboard. And so we get the paddleboard, and I had just gotten a tattoo, as discussed in the last ep. So it was maybe 2 days since we got our tattoos.
Yeah.
So my arm couldn't go in the water. So I was like, oh, but I know how to paddleboard pretty well. Like, I fish from paddleboards, so I can go out. And somehow I ended up doing the paddleboard, and they were just kind of like floating in the water. So I'm going, and then she handed me the GoPro that was I put it on my wrist, and she said, you don't have to hold it. You can just let it hang, and then, whatever, because it's bolted on. I'm like, okay. And so, and then I went to go grab it like this. You know how when you have just kind of like flick your wrist and grab it, and it flew off the handle and plopped right in the water. And I tried to grab it, and then I tried to catch it with the paddle, and it did not work. And part of me for a split second was like, I need to jump down there and grab that. Who cares about my tattoo? I just need to jump down there and grab it. And I didn't, which I'm thankful I didn't now, but just in panic. So I just screamed like a child to the shore and said, I dropped it. And so the lagoon, I wasn't that far out, and it doesn't look that deep at all because you're kind of like walking out. So they were standing in the water, and so I'm full panic because I've lost sight of it. It has completely, and no, we didn't have a floater on it. The next thing I did was order a floater, but it's gone. You can't see it. And so then we had, they felt really bad for us. The people at the rentals felt really bad and let us borrow the 2 snorkel sets for free so they could swim down there and find it. And then there were a lot of people in the water that were so, so nice. There was a guy from New Zealand who seemed to be like a professional snorkeler or something because he was already snorkeling out there with his own gear. And he's like, are you guys looking for something? And it's like, the amount of people that helped us was so amazing, and also I felt like it just kind of gave them a fun reason to use their snorkel.
An adventure.
Yeah. So after about 15 minutes, we actually found
for fish,
it.
We're looking for GoPros.
Yeah, it's like look for a GoPro. It's just black. No, we didn't have a floater
GoPro
on
fish.
it. Yeah. So we were able to find it, and we learned the lesson to always back up your footage after every day because we would have lost a lot of footage from the trips. But the snorkeling seemed pretty fun. Everybody was into it. I think we also helped the snorkeling rental sales that day because like 10 people were helping us. It was so nice. A lot of athletes go to Aulani, I learned. Like they were like big people, like so they were swimming a lot better than us.
Very healthy resort.
I know. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I'm sitting there helpless on the top of a paddleboard, just like, good job, everybody. You guys are
You're
doing
like,
great.
I can't get in.
Yeah, sorry, my
Not
arm.
because I can't swim.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, I should have said
So
that.
what did you think of the gym since you went to the gym at all the resorts?
I did.
We did the Grand Californian, we did the Disneyland Hotel, and then we did Aulani. So we did all 3 of the DVC Deluxe villas on this trip. What did you think of the Aulani gym compared to the other 2 in California? Because that's also a very healthy state. Lots of people are at the gym.
I thought I was like, I'm going to be there first thing in the morning and no one else is going to be there when I was in California. Boy, howdy, was I wrong. It was packed full with people, which now that I think about it makes sense. Like they're doing that before they go into the parks. But I think the best gym Sorry, broken record. I think it would be Aulani only because of the size and the way that it's laid out.
Okay.
So the Disneyland Hotel gym was pretty cool. It had like that tonal digital weight thing that was very difficult to figure out from the get-go.
It's brand new, so it probably had like the most high-tech equipment.
Yeah, so basically it was, so it looks like a TV on the wall, and then it has like 2 arms sticking out of it, is what tonal is. And then you put like, oh, I want it to be like a bench press or something. Then you put this big rod on there, and you can like do a bench press that way, or you can have it like, it's basically one thing. It's a complete total gym, but it's all digital weight. And so you can say, I want it to be 50 pounds.
Oh, I wish I would have seen that.
And then it'll give the different
very
resistance.
Cool sounding.
Yeah, so someone was there before me. One of the tonals was out of service, and then this other woman was doing it before me, and I just asked her, because there were a lot of people in there, I was like, hey, can I like dibs? Like, I have downs after you. And she's like, oh, okay, fine. And then she walked over to me and she's like, hey, you can try. I couldn't figure it out. Like, no matter how heavy I did, it wasn't making a difference. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, because I told her I was trying to record videos and stuff. And then she was like, how do I get your job? And I was like, you can't. It's mine. So,
my Debbie.
Yeah, stop it. Yeah. So then I realized that there's a very special button that you have to press that says wait
Start.
on. Yeah. And so then, because I like cranked it to 200 pounds, and I'm like, I am not this strong. There's no way. And then I clicked on, and I was like, whoa, there it is. So that was really cool at Disneyland Hotel, because, it is the newest. So they're going to have the fancy stuff. And a lot of the Disneyland Hotel, which we could talk about in a different episode, is like, it was like mid-century modern / minimalist kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's kind of what the gym looked like too. There wasn't a whole lot there. But the Aulani gym had a lot of stuff for cardio. It had like full dumbbells and free weights, and it had a Smith machine. And the Smith machine is my favorite thing to do at the gym. Because the Smith machine is basically like 100 different machines, and that was the only gym with the Smith machine, and that's why it wins. Because I walked in and I was like, oh, because it had been like 8 days,
least a week, yeah.
Since I had like, and I was working out a little bit, but I was like doing different stuff, and I saw that and I was like, yes. I was like, now we're talking. So, but yeah, the size on it was really good. Yeah. The gym is great. I got lost trying to find it twice. Like, even I went there in the morning, and then I went to go show people. I'm like, it's so great, you won't believe it. And then I got 2 other people besides me lost, because I don't remember where I am. But all in all, even if you get lost on the way to the gym, it's very nice. And it's actually right next to the spa. So they have a full spa there.
Yes.
So
now, Kristen Tutta said that the spa was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
We did not make a reservation for the spa, so I'm sorry, Kristen, we failed you on that one. But she said when you go get a massage, it is so worth it. I wish I had one right now.
Yeah. The spa looked very, very nice. Oh, see,
that's why we
missed
didn't do the spa.
Yeah, I'll check flights when we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and they had, so the one thing that we did not get to do was Auntie Betty's house, or is it Aunt Betty's house? That's where all the children's activities are.
Yeah.
And they allowed adults to participate in some of them. I don't know if all of them, but I looked at the schedule and they had some really cool stuff.
Yeah, we couldn't really get too deep in there because it is kind of like the kids, like not daycare, but like kind of that kind of thing. But they did have the community center, which is where we made ears. So you can go in and make your own Mickey ears. And so you choose like, I can go get them. So, well, we were able to go into the community center, though, and in the community center, I need to fix some of the hot glue on here because it didn't exactly survive the suitcase back to Florida. But you can make your own Mickey ears, and so I just went with the normal black ones, but you can get ones that have little lights on them, and then you just pick the kind of flowers and the little things that you want. So we made that, and that was super duper fun. They said, I think the time slot for it, you do have to like reserve it. So I think I reserved it like 3 days before, like once we were able to get on the app and everything, whenever that was.
Yeah.
So you need to reserve it ahead of time. Some people were able to just walk in and be like, can we do that? And there was space during that time slot, so they were able to.
Yeah.
But if you want to like make sure that you're able to do it, then just reserve it once you get on the Aulani app. Super easy. Really, really fun. It says it takes over an hour. It does not. It maybe took us like, when we were adults, so you know, it took us like 15 minutes.
Maybe
but
the
it was really
children
fun.
would need a little more time handholding. Yeah. So just so you know, before you do go to Aulani and enjoy your trip, make sure you download the Aulani app. It's not on the, you know, My DVC Experience, My Disney Experience, that app. It has their own specific app, and that's where you make your reservations. That also is, they had a lot of activities. So
a ton. A lot of character meets. There's characters everywhere all throughout the day.
Yes, we saw lots of characters, and you can literally, the line's not crazy, you know, 5 or 10 minute wait. You can meet your characters, get a photograph and everything. But one of the events that we didn't do, which I was interested in, I think I was just tired, was the stargazing. They had that at like 8, 9, and 10, but they had 3 different slots every night, so that was pretty amazing. But my absolute favorite activity was the fire
I knew you were
storytelling.
Yeah, that was so good. And we went there like right after the luau, right? Yeah. So it's at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it was 8:15 or something like that. But it's complimentary. And there's literally right by the beach on the backside of the resort, there's a big fire pit. There's lots of benches. And then one of the cast members, who's obviously a local, comes over there and just tells this great little story around the fire, and everybody just gets to listen. And it was such an authentic Hawaiian, Polynesian type of, you know, experience. And I just love that. I thought that was so cool.
That night, I think it's a different story each night, but he had, the guy who was telling the story, it's not like he had like a slideshow or anything. It was just him, and he had a cane and like a fedora hat. And you'd be like, why is that relevant? It just is, like the way that he was using it. And he told the story of Maui and his fish hook. And I think it's a different thing. Like each night they like tell a different story. But it was really, really good. And we had just come off of the luau, which we talked about last time, which was not complimentary. But the storytelling at both was so good. And it was pretty packed with people around that fire pit.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah. And it was just
everyone's
kind of
just like,
yeah, you just kind of walk up and make yourself comfortable. And obviously it's a quiet space because you want to be able to hear the story. And he does speak very loud.
Yeah.
So it's not, you're not straining. I wasn't. But yeah, there was plenty of room. Like more people could have walked up and joined, you know, without it being too crowded or anything.
And everyone, there were a lot of kids there, and even they were like totally like sucked in by the way this guy was telling the story.
Yeah.
He was really,
a great
really good
storyteller.
Yeah.
And the fire just kind of added to the ambiance.
Like,
and you can literally like hear the waves in the background. You're like, this is just
and
great.
Beautiful, clear, starry night as well. I'm like, wow, like they were like everything's going right at this point.
I'm like, this is really the most magical place on
earth.
I
was like,
right
oh
now.
my God, yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Suck it,
cool.
Orlando. This is where the magic is. Yeah. You can also do snorkeling, which not just snorkeling for GoPros, but you can do snorkeling in the center of the pool area kind of a thing. And so they have a lot of tropical fish. I do not remember the names of them,
it's
unfortunately.
Something like the coral reef.
Yeah, they have like a and we thought that it was going to be we thought it meant a coral reef like out there in the ocean, but we were wrong. Like it's just the reef that they have inside. So you walk up and you get like your snorkel and your life vest and everything. We were like, okay, where do we go? And she goes, right there. We're like, oh, okay. We thought we had to get on a boat and do this whole thing. So you get the snorkel and you can do it for the whole day. So you pay one amount and then you can kind of go in and out of the snorkel area for that full day. But you get all your gear and then you go snorkel in there, and when you're done you bring it back and you can kind of go around the pool and then come back throughout the day. So it was really, really cool, and swimming around the fish, and then you end up being like a fish in an aquarium because a bunch of people are walking up to the side glass and they're like, whoa, like looking at you. So, but that's really, really fun. And definitely if you have like smaller kids that want to snorkel, but you don't want them to snorkel, like whether it's in the lagoon or somewhere else, that's like the perfect place because it's pretty small, like the little lagoon that you're going around in, and you're like within a split second of a lifeguard coming to grab you if you needed to.
Right,
So
and you're
it's
wearing a
really
life
cool.
vest.
Yeah, full blown up life vest so that you can just kind of coast and look at all the fish swimming around you. So that was really, really fun. And I think it was pretty affordable. It was not, it wasn't anything
I don't
crazy.
think it's a big price. I want to say it was maybe $35.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I
I'd say between
maybe that.
30 and 39, right around there.
And that was really, really fun. And then also in the middle of the like general pool area, there's like a gift shop store with a bunch of swimming and like fun pool stuff. And then there's a shave ice stand, which was so good. That was really, really fun. And then kind of like a snack shack that's got like chicken fingers and just like general afternoon snack bites that you can run up to in your bathing suit and then go back to going around in the pool.
Right.
But yeah.
And I think on the east side and the west side, it could be the south and north, but I think it's the east and west. They have full restaurants. They have the full restaurant Off the Hook, which is phenomenal.
So good.
And then they have the more of, it has a full menu, but it was more like a snack grab and go.
Yeah.
It's not a kitchen right there. It's more like a full bar, but they
bring
have
food
menus
out. Yeah.
and they run to and from the kitchen.
I think it was the same food as Off the Hook because when we were sitting by the pool on our last day, I got those ahi tuna nachos again. And so I was like, ooh, I see those. Give me another one of those. So I think it's the same. Yeah, exactly the same. So I don't know if it's the same kitchen or they're just making like the same stuff. And then
what was that amazing drink that we had? Wasn't there some kind of key lime colada?
Yes. I can't remember what it was called.
But
yeah, it was
a key lime colada.
I think the first person that got it was Denise, right?
Yes.
Because I tried it and I was like, holy, give me one of those like now. Yeah, and it I'll look it up and figure out what it was, but it was really, really good. And it was like a blended drink and it was
it was
so
kind
good.
of like a pina colada, but I remember it was green.
Yeah.
And she said it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
She said it was
papaya or something. I'm gonna look it up. But one thing that I actually was really, really happy about was the difference in drinks that they had, like cocktails that they had. So we've been to literally every other DVC resort now, and at almost all of them, you'll have like the blue lemonade, the Captain's Mai Tai, like the same kind of mixed drinks. And so obviously we're not a normal case where you're going to a different DVC resort every month, but like eventually we're seeing the same stuff, whether it's in Vero, Hilton Head, or Orlando. And so it was really nice getting all the way out to Hawaii and seeing these drinks that we've never seen before and actually being able to try all of these totally new things. It was so cool. And I don't think we had one single bad drink or one single bad like dish of anything.
No.
Everything was a win. Yeah.
And all the cast members were they're always extremely nice. I mean,
I don't think we had one that had a little bit of attitude with us. And it was the guy at the Grand Floridian when we were trying to rent that boat. But he wasn't even rude. He was just a little, he was a little
very
passive-aggressive.
business
Yeah.
because he was explaining the rules.
Yeah.
So he got...
It's like, you better not be driving because she had a beer in her hand. And we're like, she's not.
I was like, I'm not driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of put his business cap on.
Yeah, we were
and
like,
was like,
whoa.
Here's the rules. We're getting serious.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've never ever, lucky, I've never had a cast member or any sort of, negative interaction with any DVC staff.
Oh, no.
Really, they're top-notch.
Yeah, it was there. Again, I'll hit it. The lazy river is so great. Like, if I were a parent, I would drop them off at the daycare place and then sit in the lazy river, like for however long I could get away with it.
Right.
It was so, so nice. And then, there's so much to do there. I really underestimated. I know we looked at the lists of things that you can do and everything else, but there's so much to do there. And if you don't want to just stay at the resort, if you want to get a little bit adventurous, we went to 2 places off campus, right?
Yeah. So, we kind of went to 3. So we went to, there are food trucks on the North Shore.
Yes.
I'm going to start with the least and work my way up to the best.
Okay.
So, the food trucks on the North Shore were phenomenal.
So good. The view was crazy. I wish I had my bathing suit on.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And the North Shore's, I don't know, kind of famous for the food trucks. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I can see
somebody
why.
told us that.
You know,
and we're
and
like,
there
sure,
are
we'll find it.
chickens and roosters everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was very
felt like
cool.
the
That was a
Keys.
cool experience. We actually had some seafood burritos there, so they were phenomenal. Before you get to there is, I might pronounce this wrong, of course, but it's Walele, the waterfall.
Yep, a waterfall, yeah.
Yep, Walele, the waterfall, which is a really, really beautiful place. It is walking, but it's not difficult. You park.
It's paved the whole way.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous because I had Birkenstocks on, and I was like, oh, brother, what did I get myself into? I didn't bring my hiking boots. It's a fully paved road the whole way there, so it's very relaxing. And you guys went on a couple of offshoot paths that weren't. I went down one that wasn't paved, but it was still like cleared out, you know, so yeah.
So the Walele waterfall, you and Maddie and Lauren went into the
Except for my arm.
into the waterfall, and
I went like this. Yeah.
I also got a tattoo while I was in there. I got the Maui stingray.
Yeah, so you were just sticking your head in the pool. And
I got Moana's grandmother
Yeah.
on my ankle, and so I could not get into the water at all. Period. The whole time I was in Hawaii.
You almost did too, and it was like, no, do not do it. It's not worth
but
it.
It's clean.
No, it's like, no,
But
it's not.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. Yeah, so we ended up halfway up the hike on the way to the waterfall. They have a little village. It's not well stocked, but it's kind of cool to walk around through. They just show more of the natural, authentic Polynesian huts that people used to live
cool.
in.
Oh,
Kind of,
yeah.
kind of like when you go to, a Native American spot here in the continental states. So it was very cool. They showed, what their houses would look like, what their kitchen, cooking tents would look like. They had some kitchen utensils and baskets that were woven. So
Weaving.
that was really cool. And then there was a couple of off the beaten pathways that you could walk down, stairs that were kind of man-made and formed into the rock. So we went down and walked around and then went back up. And it was just really cool. I mean, it was beautiful. The weather, the foliage, saw just some amazing trees, amazing birds. Luckily, did not see any snakes because that's what I was nervous about. So, that was really cool.
Yeah, the food there.
Oh.
Okay, so they ate at the food trucks, and we actually ate at it just looks like a generic snack stand at any, like we have a lot of natural Florida attractions here, and there's always like a little snack stand, and you can get like a burger or maybe chicken tenders. And so we were like, oh, well, let's eat here and then whatever. So we go up there. Oh, I'm so hungry. And they had like full-blown Hawaiian food, like full meals. And it was actually that, I'm making sure. Yeah, that was
You had the
the
chicken.
best food that we had. I had the ahi tuna steak. And then I think Lauren had the chicken. And then they had like the purple potatoes, like potato salad with the purple potatoes. I think that was probably the best food that I had on the whole trip. Was from this snack stand at this waterfall.
Yep. And Lauren and Maddie
outdoor
said the same
park.
thing. They said
It
that was
was
one of the best meals that they had the entire
so good.
trip.
And they have a coffee stand there. Really good iced latte is not exactly relevant, but the food at the snack stand, I keep calling it a snack stand. It's like a full restaurant back there.
Right.
You just walk up to a window and grab the food.
Right, but
It
it's
was
not
so
a
good.
sit down, eat inside restaurant.
No, yeah, you walk
It's-
up, grab your food, and then you can.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of tables you can sit down at, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so good. And you got, wasn't your gift like hand painted? The
Yes.
ornament that you got at the gift shop.
Yeah. So we did great place to buy some souvenirs. That's for sure. They have these beautiful glass ornaments that are hand painted with different things. A palm tree, a sea turtle, a stingray. Just various.
But really
and they all say
fine,
aloha.
like very small.
It was really, really. I love Christmas ornaments as souvenirs when I travel because then every year when I decorate my tree,
ooh, that's
I'm like,
what
oh,
I
I remember that trip.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then we're going to talk about the best for last. Off property of Aulani was.
The pineapple plantation, the Dole pineapple plantation.
Yes, we got authentic Dole Whips. So that was we actually wrote a blog about the Dole Whip, the history of the Dole Whip. And after that trip, because I became obsessed, like, how did this pineapple plantation become affiliated with Disney? I don't understand, because
And it's
Aulani,
like one of the biggest pineapple plantations
yes,
in the world.
and I'm like,
Yeah,
how did the Dole Whip come
yeah.
to life? So we wrote about that. Anyway, that is supersonic cool.
Very cool.
That was like a real highlight. That's
Yeah.
why we didn't get to Aulani until late that day,
Yeah.
because we were busy
I
touring.
personally hate pineapples. I do not like them. They do not taste good. And I had a blast at the pineapple plantation. They don't have vanilla Dole Whip for all of my other pineapple haters out there. They don't have vanilla Dole Whip there, but it's okay because everything else is just so cool. And you guys felt bad because they, you know, when you get your Dole Whip, you can get it with like extra pineapple chunks in it, and it's huge. Like they're like this tall.
Yeah.
They're like, Katie, did you want some? I'm like, no, I really don't want any. I'm okay. Like I'm just
Take a
not
bite.
a fan. I was like, no, please don't. And we did they have a giant maze.
Yes, the
Yeah.
giant maze was really super cool. Thank goodness you
took a
guys were the
while.
navigators.
Yeah.
And the explorers on that one, because it probably would have taken me 2 days. I'm like,
I'm
I
lost.
don't get the maze.
Yeah. We're closing, ma'am.
I
You need
love
to
the
come out.
choo-choo train, though.
The train was so good, and it kind of had a guided tour through the pineapple fields.
100% do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't miss the train, because it really tells the story of how, you know, this family, this gentleman started the company 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, just kind of the growth and the economic impact that, you know, the pineapple has with the Hawaiian culture. It's just super cool to see the whole plantation. They actually show you where they're growing pineapples. And they talk about the one island that most of the pineapples are grown on.
Mm-hmm. So you learn all of that on the train through speakers, and it's like a recording of a guy telling all the history when you go past certain things. But the way he says pineapple, I was obsessed with. Like, there's just something about it. It's just the way he pronounced the P's and pineapple.
Pineapple from pineapple to pineapple.
Like, it was just very, and I don't know, it was really cool. And I didn't know that you can just grow a pineapple from cutting off the top, burying it, and then I thought it grew like a carrot into the ground, and then you like pull it out like that. No, guys, that's not true. That's fake news. It grows on the top. So we got to see little baby pineapples.
Oh my God,
it
that
was
was
so
so
crazy.
cute.
It like blew my mind. I was like, I
Like
didn't
little
know
crowns.
this whole time. Yeah, it was so crazy. I was like, that's nuts. And they said that the workers at the plantation, each worker can plant up to 10,000 pineapples a day. A day. I don't know how long these poor people are working, but 10,000 times is crazy. I hope they are paid very well, and I hope they're unionized. Like, that is crazy. Yeah, it was so fun.
That was really cool. And now every time I get a Dole Whip, I'm going to think about. Although
Yeah.
my favorite dessert, just for the record, is the Mickey Mouse bars, not the Dole Whip. I like Dole Whips.
the bars,
but it's
like
not
the
my
ice
favorite.
cream bars.
Yeah,
Me
totally
too.
unrelated, but
Me
that's
too.
my favorite.
I had one the other day at Epcot.
That's my
And the
favorite.
chocolate fell off onto me. But, you know, I love the Mickey bars. Yeah. But even as a pineapple hater, the pineapple plantation is so much fun.
Yes.
There's a great gift shop, huge gift shop, really nice.
Yes.
Pineapple stuff everywhere.
Yes, I
It was really
got, that's where I got my son's necklace. I got him a stingray. Apparently, I was on Stingray kick.
Yeah, you got a thing for stingrays.
I did. I was on Stingray. Maybe that's why I got it for him,
Yeah.
because I was like in that zone.
Yeah.
So.
And the drive there was beautiful too.
Yes.
Because we got to see, we're kind of going along the water, which was so nice. So all of it. And it's kind of a drive from Aulani to like the plantation and the other places. It was under an hour though.
Yeah, it's
but,
under an hour,
Yeah,
which
but
is nice
the
to
speed
get
limit
out.
is slower. Like in Hawaii, the speed limits are a lot slower than what you'd expect here. Like I think on the highway, it's like 55 instead of 70.
Yeah, but it's only 55. Like
Yeah,
they
that
really,
is it.
really
Yeah.
kind of stress that on the island to,
Slow it
obviously
down.
don't go above the speed limit. And it might be obviously for safety reasons,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of various reasons for that.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the roads are very small, like really narrow. So
I think that has a lot
gotta
to
keep
do
it
with
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whether you are staying on property or going off property, because there was other stuff we were going to try to go to the big mall and the shopping center, but we weren't able to make it. Sort of pretty close to Aulani and Marriott Ko'olina is a kind of outdoor shopping area, and they have a restaurant over there that my brain has now completely forgotten until we stopped recording. But it was like monkey something. But it's a very good restaurant. We went there the last night. We were in Hawaii.
We were telling me, but monkey bread? No.
It's monkey something.
No, I'm
something
thinking of the
monkey.
Cub Scouts.
Yeah. Do love monkey bread though. But it was really, really good. We didn't get a reservation or anything, but we just called them at like 2 p.m. We're like, hey, can you sit 3 people? And they were like, yeah, get here at 7. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
So we were able to get right in. A lot of the parties were a lot of like bigger families, so a table of 3 was pretty easy to accommodate. But the food was fantastic. The drinks were really good. It's like
just
a
look up
two-story
monkey restaurant. And
yeah, it's like
come up.
monkey something. And we could have walked there, but we didn't because we were lazy. But you
it's
can
that
walk
close.
there.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
pretty. Yeah, it's just straight across the street. So we went there the night that we were staying at Marriott Aulani, so it was a little bit further down the road. But if you're staying at Aulani, there were a ton of people just walking across because there's also coffee shops.
Yeah,
and
there's
different
other
stuff over
restaurants
there.
right across
Yeah.
the street. There's a little shopping center.
Stores. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
very
also
nice.
a water park in Koalina. We didn't go to the water park, but there
I
is a
know
water
that.
park. Yeah, when we
Cool.
were driving to address the car issue, I saw the water park. You could see
I wish
the big
I was there.
Yeah, you could see the big slide. I would
Cool.
say maybe 5 miles. I mean, it was
Okay.
literally,
Yeah.
a 10-minute drive, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too far.
The
Yeah.
whole area of Colina is very, very interesting. All the different, it's
Beautiful.
like, because you're on a main highway, just as any American highway, and then you get off and it's like you're transported into the middle of like a beautiful tropical forest out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, how did we get here? This is
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, there's so much to do over there, and probably the favorite activity I did the entire trip that I've been thinking about since I got back was a lot of the pools are like beach entrance, and so they kind of ramp down, was sitting in a waist-high water reading my Kindle for about an hour. And that was like the one part of like before we're like, all right, we got to get up, we got to go do this and film that. And it was so much fun. But that like little
Lunch
bit of
break
hour,
is over.
yeah, that little hour of just like, that was when you guys saw the mongoose, was at the same time. I was just like sitting and reading my little book. And it was also one of the kids' pools. So there were kids in there. And this one poor kid, he might have been like 6, and he's excited because it's the pool, and he sprinted straight into the pool and splash, 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 and got us like straight in the face. And I went, oh, kind of like that, just because I was surprised. And the poor thing like turned around and he went, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to get in the pool. I said, no, it's okay. I'm sorry. You're all right. We're in the pool. It's okay. And he's, okay. I'm sorry. I was like, it's okay. And then he like went and ran off and like
How
jumped
cute. He was
around.
so
But
excited,
He
then
was
he
so
felt bad,
cute.
like,
yeah, and he
"Oop."
felt so bad. I was like, no, it's okay. But yeah, that just reading by the pool. There's so much to do, but sometimes the best thing to do is nothing.
Just relax.
Yeah, it's do
Right?
nothing. Ugh. Yeah.
It's all about vacation. So we love number 1,
Yeah,
Aulani.
sorry. First place. Can't beat it.
Aulani gets the number 1
Yeah.
spot. Yeah. So now we're just going to have to go back around to all the other DVC resorts again.
You're right.
Just to
Compare
make
it.
sure Aulani's number 1.
You know what? And that's fair. And then we're going to have to go back to Aulani by that time because things do change and opinions change. Well,
I'm picking up what you're putting
we're
down.
willing to make that sacrifice just for this podcast.
Absolutely. Well, if you have any questions about Aulani, amenities, activities, or the room, just put it in the comments, shoot us an email. We'd be happy to dive in and answer you and let you know what we can discover firsthand.
Yeah, and if you're interested, I think we were talking about maybe doing a podcast on how points look at the different properties and kind of comparing that and pricing and everything. So from like Orlando to California, Hilton Head, and Hawaii, and Vero Beach, and how they all compare and like how far your points package can go and if you might need to stack. So we might do that. So if you have any specific questions about that, definitely let us know because
Yeah,
we'd
we're
love to. Debbie loves the numbers, so we'll
like,
figure
"Ooh,
out.
math."
Yeah, yes, yeah, and I'm here to just enjoy the results of said math.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Aloha.
Aloha.